And you know, Cliff was such an incredible person, a wonderful inspiration to all of us. He was a true musician. I mean, this guy embraced all facets, all styles, all angles of music. Classical, get on the piano, and he'd throw something at you. I only know Cliff through his music, through his compositions. Obviously, I've dissected, you know, a lot of what he's done, so there's nothing but respect. I mean, from like a Leonard Skinner type of groove and feel and soulfulness to like, you know, Misfits punk rock, really aggressive technique, incredible feel, tons of energy. What more can you ask for? But I have a quick story, and then I'm going to bring up two very special friends. When I was auditioning for this band, I was staying at a wonderful, I'm going to bring him up in a second, and you guys probably know who he is. And he let me crash out on his couch, and I remember, and he was best friends with Cliff Burton, and he's one of my best friends. He's actually the godfather of my son Ty, so we're very close. And it's 2 in the morning, and I'm probably working on like Metal Militia or something, and I look up, and there's this beautiful photograph, and it's Cliff Burton, and I hadn't really caught it before, and I look, and he's staring at me, and I'm like, you know, 2 in the morning, and I'm working on one of his compositions, and I looked up, and it was a moment, and I was like, I promise, I'll do if I get this gig, I'll do the best job possible for you, you know? Not a lot of people know about that, but this did happen. Anyway, I want to bring up one of my best friends in the world and another incredible friend. I want to bring up Mike Bordin, incredible drummer, incredible friend. He was my bandmate with Ozzy, and obviously, you know, Faith No More goes without saying. And he was one of Cliff Burton's most incredible friends. And I want to bring up Stefan Chirazi, who you all know very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, became friends. We were 11 years old. We immediately bonded. We had a love of all kind of heavy music. What was going on then? It was the golden era of heavy music. Can't even tell you all the bands, and Sabbath and Purple and Zeppelin and Hendrix and Robin Trower, all of them. He was the kind of guy, he would stand in front of people in the schoolyard if they were fighting, and he'd get his finger out, say, "Cut that shit out. Don't be a dick," and they respected him. He was a wise, even at a young age, he was wise. He was funny. He loved Monty Python. I watched him take people's money in math class at the back of the room, playing cards, you know. Great family. He had a great brother, an older brother, who he shared a bedroom with. We fished with his mom. We went to the motorcycle races with his dad, who you may have met the other night, Ray. He's a great man. A couple of quick stories for you. I know that we're getting ready for Metallica like everybody here is. A couple years after we met, we're sitting in Cliff's bedroom, and he doesn't have a brother anymore. It was a tragedy. And he's the oldest boy now. And we're listening to the stereo's on, and he might have had something to maybe help him relax a little bit or something, you know, I can't really say. And he turns to me and he says, "I'm going to take bass lessons. I'm going to start playing bass," out of the blue. And immediately, without even thinking about it, I say, "Okay, I'll play drums." So we started studying and really learning and taking lessons and working at it. And 6-8 more months go by, and I have a really shitty drum set. You know, my sister probably drives me there, because I'm not old enough to drive. We're 13, maybe 14 years old, and take it to his house and pull my drums out on the back porch, and he gets his little practice amp, his little Univox amp, and pulls it out on the back porch. And that was the first time either of us had played with anybody. And we played, it was a Gene Genie, David Bowie, and it really got me. Over and over and over and over again. Not even the song, just the riff. The same riff over and over again. So we play this for a while, and we're having a great time doing it. We stop, and over his back fence, these 2 little girls. And mind you, we're 13, we're not old, but we think we're, you know, wise and old. The 2 little girls must have been 8 or 9 years old. Pop their head over the back fence and say, "Thank you for the concert." concert. You guys are really good. Here's $1. So we were on our way. We were on our way. One more thing I want to say. Okay. Everybody loved Cliff. He left a hole in everybody's life when he died. And it'll never be filled. I miss him. I miss the hell out of him every day, as does everybody that knew him. So salute Cliff. And salute Metallica on their 30th anniversary.
I'm going to be real quick and share with you a story that will tell you the kind of man Cliff was. I met Cliff in 1984 when I first met these guys on my first ever professional assignment. I was a 16, 17-year-old rock rider. Fast forward, I see Cliff again a year and a half later. I say, hey man, I'm moving to San Francisco as a teenager. He says, here's my number, call me. I'll introduce you to some guys, I'll hang out. And you know what? That motherfucker was true to his word. He came, he hung out with little old scared teenage me. He hung out with me a whole bunch of times. He'd whirl that big station wagon with the steering wheel drummed out in the middle and his finger flying. And he introduced me to Mike. He introduced me to one of my best friends, Jim Mardin, who you saw last night. And he introduced me to people who are still in my life. He convinced me it was cool to stay here. That's the kind of man he was. He said it and he did it. So, thank you. And give it up for Cliff. I want to. He changed my life in that small way. Thank you.
Cliff said to me, I got a friend coming from England. He's young. He's a fucking writer, but he's okay.
Thank you, Cliff. That's all I can say. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Cliff. And